Welcome back, guys, to Kerbal Space Explosion. Computron here. He did a slingshot around the moon, and it wasn't as successful as he hoped, so he did it again, and that was jolly good. So, last episode, we launched Computron, the assembled form of the 5 Technobots, whose intended mission is for each one of them to land on one of the moons of Jool. We launched him away from Kerbal, and we slung shot around the moon twice. We ended up on a trajectory almost all the way out to Duna's orbit. But we've got much further to go. We have to go all the way to Jool. That's a long ways to go. So let's take a look at the map screen here. I've got a couple of maneuvers laid in. You can see right here, I've got a maneuver very close to us in just 7 minutes. This is basically just going directly prograde until we end up in Jool's orbit. And then I tried one of these. I have not done one of these where you put a maneuver and then you'd put a maneuver on the maneuver later down. This was where our ascending descending node was. And so I did a correction here so that we would be in the correct orbit of Jool. And actually, before I did this, I had another version of a maneuver where I did the whole thing here, and I had to burn anti-normal or whatever to go down, way down here, and slingshot and come back up around here. That one was going to take 3,000 meters per second, the number right here. It's going to take 3,000 meters per second of delta V, which I don't think we could have done. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. The maneuver we have now is much more efficient. We are down to a maneuver of 2,000 meters per second, and that's going to get us into a periapsis of 100 million meters. Obviously, I want to aero brake to Jool, so we're going to have to get closer to that. But the maneuvers here are very finicky. I just want to see if we can do this much. If we can do this much and have some fuel left over, I'll do some more additions here. I've never done this before, the multi-maneuvers. I'm not sure what will happen. For instance, if I click X on this, will it cancel both of them or just one? I'm not sure. I don't know. So we'll see what's going to happen. I'm going to play it by ear. We're close to being able to go. 6 minutes. Now, we've already used almost all of this tank here. We're about to jettison it. And then we'll be on these guys. And these tanks are not as big as they look. They have 1620 liquid fuel apiece. These guys right here have 1440. So combined, we had 2880 feeding into this fuel tank from these guys because they each get 2. And so these fuel tanks are going to empty out quicker than these ones, which I'm a little bit worried about. This tank looks a lot bigger than it is because this and this and this is structural aerodynamic fuselage nose cone type stuff. Doesn't actually hold any fuel. But we will be dropping a decent amount of weight when we drop these outer guys. And then these inner tanks are much bigger. They hold 3240 each. And then in the center, I think I have the same one. Yeah, so we're going to lose almost half of our engines, which means our maneuvers will take longer. But let me go ahead and speed up here so we can get to our scheduled departure. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't know when... it says node in T-minus. But it doesn't know how long to make the maneuver. We may actually need to be going now. Yeah, okay. Let's go now. I forgot about that because I closed the game, and this is a day later from last episode when I'm recording this. It forgot how strong my ship was, so it didn't know how long to make the estimated burn. And we're going to be fighting with things, and we need to keep an eye on this and get rid of those in a few minutes. Okay, there they go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, 9 stage. Well, here we are. We made it. We made it. We have about a third of a tank left in all of these 4 outer tanks, and then the central one is full. We are locked in to our, well, not like quote-unquote locked in. We can still manipulate it, but we did exactly what we wanted to do. We got a periapsis of 117,000 meters, which I said I wanted to try 120,000 meters, so that's pretty good. And we're going around the right direction around Jool, and we are also Our inclination is already pretty flat with, well, with the majority of the moons. The outer two are a bit wonky. I'm not too worried about that right now, though. Let's see what happens when we get closer to Jool. There we can see, I can see 3 of the moons right now. There's one. I think that may be Tylo. This is Lathe. This is, I don't know who that is. Maybe they're not who I say they are. I think that's who they are. Yes, I was right. That was Tylo. This is Lathe, and that's Vol. Okay. I was right. I couldn't remember Vol's name, but I had 2 out of 3 of the 5 we can see. I'm thinking the other 2 may be visible, but they're probably really tiny. So they will be hard to see. That's Tylo right there we just passed. This is Lathe. You can kind of tell because the shininess. It's got an atmosphere and an ocean. It's quite distinctive. Okay, let's slow down here. Whoa! Okay, now what's happening here? Where's our periapsis? So if we, let's say, for instance, let's go to 1x speed, and let's enjoy our time. Oh wow, this is so dramatic. Ooh. Let's say, for instance, that there was no atmosphere on Jool, and we were just going to slingshot around in a gravity assist. Well, we would end up out there. 1.6 trillion meters. 1,000 million billion. Yeah, 1.6 trillion meters. That is farther than this guy is right now. This guy has been flying away from Jool for a long time. This was our surveyor, the initial ship we sent out just to take a look at Jool and see what we could find. He's 1.4 trillion meters. This gravity assist will send us in an orbit way out there. Actually, I'm not sure how far his orbit goes out because it won't actually tell us, but that is an orbit. Okay, anyway, back to the subject at hand. That's what it currently says. It currently says this, and is it declining? It's it's moving, but it's kind of staying the same. As soon as we get into the atmosphere of Jool, it's going to start to diminish, so we need to keep an eye on it. If it comes down too low, we need to burn in one direction. If it doesn't, then we need to go deeper into the atmosphere. Let's see, we're currently 700,000 meters. Should we do an EVA? I don't have any... Oh man, the lag. Every time you go to 1x acceleration. I don't have any maneuvers set. Whenever you go into EVA, it erases your maneuvers when you get back in the ship. So let's see, what ship science should we use? I guess we can use this one. Scatter shot. Let's turn the lights on. Pow! Alright, where is your science, scatter shot? They all have 4 accelerometers and 4 gravioli detectors, to the best of my recollection. And they obviously don't need all of those. So let's log seismic data. Oh, can't be done, but we can do gravioli, right? Log the graviolis. Alright, 140 science. The sensor picks up a wealth of information about the local planetary system while in space near Jool. Oh, that's not even high. Yeah, we'll have to do another one farther away to get high over Jool. And let's see, who's in here? I'm clicking on you. Why? Oh, no interface is coming up. It's a little laggy. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to see who's in here, but it's not telling me. Hud Hat, I think, is in strafe. In this one, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just do Hans. Hans, EVA. Okay, but don't let go. We don't necessarily have a lot of time to fiddle-faddle around. Hans is in nose cone. Oh, and you look like you're about to, you're drifting away. Yeah, okay. Right-click, EVA report. You've recorded your observations about the situation in space near Jool. Only 17. I must have brought that one back, or teleport. Oh, I bet I beamed it. I bet that's what happened. Okay. But we'll take it anyway. I don't, after all, need any science. We finished the tech tree, but it'll be interesting to see how much we bring back. I didn't bring any Science Juniors or Strange Goo canisters. I'm not really concerned with getting the most science out of the situation, but I thought it would be interesting. And the graviolis and the accelerometers, they don't weigh much, so why not? Okay, here we come. I don't exactly remember how high the atmosphere stretches. I think it's something like 150,000 meters. So we're not there yet. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Fast forward. Hot Hat, Hans, Tomble, Dundred, and Merlong, are you ready? I can't believe we actually made it. It looks like everything, at least so far, is going to go according to plan, which is just amazing. I'm kind of amazed. Oh, we can watch this to see when we enter the atmosphere, when it gets to this tick mark right there. It'd be neat to be able to like right-click on these and see elevation or something. But I guess just watching the tick mark and then correlating it with that's close enough. So as soon as it starts to move, we'll go to 1 times. We're still at 50 at this elevation. Whoa! It's probably going to start moving soon. Well, yeah, 1 times. We just moved to 1 times acceleration. It's going to freeze for a second while it calculates everything. Now it's moving. And now this is going to start to fall. Oh yes, it's falling quite rapidly. As long as we get into an orbit, even if it's like a hugely elliptical orbit, I can loop around a few times. That's fine. I just want to be captured by Jool's sphere of influence. And it has a huge sphere of influence, being a gas giant. Let's see. Are we at our periapsis yet? Not yet. Let's keep an eye on this. That's down to 1 trillion. I do want to get some cinematic passes, though. Oh, look at that. Let's zoom in a bit. Look at that. Atmospheric entry, particle effects. Ooh, what if we... Yes, that's the shot right there. Right there. And what if we turn the lights on? That's fancy. That is fancy. You can see the sun. You can see one of the moons. Okay, but we can't... we actually should keep an eye on what's going on, though. That's come down to 800 billion. And we still have not passed our periapsis. But I think we're going to be okay. My hunch tells me that everything is going to be all right. I just want to watch it like this. Although I do think this camera angle right here, that's the one. Right there. Right there. This is the product of a ton of hard work. And I'm absolutely amazed that it made it here and everything so far has gone according to plan. Don't worry, there's still a bunch of things that can go wrong in this mission. We still have a lot to do. We've only just arrived. But the fact that we got here with this ridiculous ship is pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm basking in the music, in the ambiance. I'm swept away. We're being swept away by the atmosphere. Let's take another look at what our periapsis is. 400 billion. Okay, it's falling quite nicely. And this is starting to curve around a lot. And we're about to pass the periapsis in 40 seconds. And we're close. If anything, we may be too deep in the atmosphere, and we may our orbit may decay too much. But we're close to our... Let's point at the prograde vector, because we may need to burn in that direction. I don't think so, but just in case. Let's rotate around a little bit. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That looks dangerous. Thank goodness I'm not using the atmospheric reentry mod, and that the game doesn't actually care that you have heat shields. Because we would be dead right now. We would be dead. Okay, let's turn around for real, though. I don't know if I actually can. Can I tilt up in this much? I think the aerodynamics may be keeping me in this position, or maybe not. Maybe it's just lagging out. Watch this. 24 seconds. Ooh, we've been on 24 seconds a while. That's what it is. We're lagging. Yeah, now we're finally in 25 seconds. And we're about to loop around. This is one of the most satisfying things in the game. 140 billion meters. Right here. Most satisfying thing in the whole game. Our inclination is, well, it's pointing up a little bit, but we can fix it. Periapsis is spinning around. Good. Oh, we're in orbit. Okay, good. And have we passed Periapsis yet? Not yet. Okay. This might be bad. We might have gone too deep into the atmosphere. And it doesn't want to let me tilt back. Okay, we need to watch it from this perspective. That's falling quite rapidly. I need to tilt up. Whoops. Uh-oh. Falling quite rapidly. Periapsis in another 20 seconds. Hopefully this starts to slow down. We're through the thickest part now. Oh gosh. 300 million meters and falling. Okay, we're there. Oh, I went past it and I can't time accelerate in the atmosphere. It's falling quite quickly. Yeah, I think we went too deep. We definitely went too deep. And now I'm having trouble. Oh, don't start spinning in the... No, don't start doing that. Oh, shoot, the solar panels. Oh, I didn't think of that, but that... Oh, no. No. Don't break. Oh, God. Oh, God. What's going to happen? I think we may be in trouble here. I think we may be in trouble. We passed the periapsis. That's actually good. Our solar panels haven't ripped off. I'm amazed about that. Maybe because we're still in the very upper parts of the atmosphere. Oh, gosh. No, no. You see it, like the whole thing flexing and twisting? We haven't lost anything yet, I don't think. Periapsis. Okay, less than 100 million meters. This is not good. I have no control over the ship, though. This deep into the atmosphere. $80 million meters. We are climbing. We're climbing out of the atmosphere now. But the effect is so strong. It may be too much. We may have to give it a little help from our engines. Oh man, this is nail-biting right here. What exactly is happening? 65 million. It's definitely... It's slowed down. And I have a little bit more control. You can see we're getting close to that, but I don't want it to overshoot again, though. Oh, you see everything twisting? I'm just waiting for the whole thing to explode into a million pieces. We're up at 120. Up at 120. Apoapsis is at 55 million. We need to get past this tick mark right here, this one. That is the end of the atmosphere. I think we may actually be okay. It's falling quite slowly now. Okay, take a breath. Slow down. Take a breath. Calm yourself. Collect yourself. Oh my gosh. Hopefully nothing explodes. 124. We've got one more tick mark to go, and then we're golden. Of course, when we get back up here, we're going to have to raise our periapsis a bit so we don't do this again. I think we may have done this just perfectly, actually. I'm actually kind of amazed. Yet another thing worked out. That was really freaking scary, though. That scared the bejesus out of me. I thought that the whole thing was going to explode, and we didn't even lose our solar panels. Which I forgot to retract. I meant to do that. But I forgot. 42 million. Okay, I feel okay. And we're within range of Vol and Lathe encounters, which is good. And we're not far from Tylo, which is probably our first target in this voyage. Holy moly. I think... oh, man. You hear my voice? I think we're going to be okay. Yes, we have risen. It must be 130,000 meters. Because we have passed the tick. We're out of the atmosphere. We made it! We made it! Yay! Do a barrel roll! No, because the ship is too slow. But we made it in this super duper stupid ship. That's the new name. No longer Computron. It shall now be known as Super Duper Stupid Ship. Okay, so last thing we need to do. Oh my. We need to come out here to the apoapsis. And we need to do just something like this. And up to 700,000 meters. That's good. We can keep it fairly elliptical because we need to come out to Tylo, probably as our first stop. But we would just want to make sure that we don't end up in the atmosphere again. So let's accelerate away from here. Can we do that? No, we still can't. Okay. Well, I will use this time to rotate around to our retrograde vector, because that will be our prograde by the time we get around to our target. All right, last thing to do. Let's raise the periapsis. And we're still a minute 33 away from our encounter, but whatever. I mean, who cares? It's not exactly rocket science, right? We can just finagle it. I don't need to be totally precise is what I really mean. And I think I'm going to bring the periapsis up to about 1,000,000 meters. Something nice and comfortable we can whiz around in. We'll have to do probably... let's bring it down a little bit so we don't overheat. Probably have to do an inclination change just to get things nice and tight. But we will leave that for another time. Right now, all we want to do is get into a nice and comfy orbit. And just watch out for encounters, basically, with all the various moons. At least watch out for encounters we don't want. Look at it. Isn't it nice? I can't believe we made it, but we did. That's a load off of my shoulders. There it goes, up to 500,000 meters. Maybe we don't have to take it all the way up to 1,000,000. Maybe that's not totally necessary. So maybe just let's go to exactly where it says, to 700 and change. And that should be good. 640, 650, 670, 680, 690, and 700. That's good enough. Okay, well, we made it. We're here. Let's see, how much fuel do we have left? Stop shaking. Oh my gosh, stop doing that stuff. Check the fuel tanks. Clicky. 1,086 out of 3,240. That's almost exactly 1/3. That's almost exactly 1/3. We're 6 shy of 1/3, so that's pretty good. I feel pretty good about that. I guess that wraps it up for this episode. Stay tuned. Next time, we start landing on the moons. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.